Hey, what's up everybody? Dr. Sis here. So today I want to talk about sugar, and I want to dispel a whole bunch of myths and misinformation, just crazy nonsense I'm seeing all over the internet, you know what I mean? Where it's like sugar's toxic and oh, you better not eat a banana, it's gonna kill you, it's gonna make you all fat. And it's just, there's so much misinformation. So I want to make it really, really easy for you. Make sure you stay to the end, right? By the end, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome, how easy this is. And if I just follow this plan, I don't have to worry about all the nonsense of the internet, okay? So first, like, well, what the hell is sugar? Now, we can travel back in time to biochemistry class, and we can do like the carbon rings. And this is glucose and fructose, and you combine them, you get sucrose, which is table sugar, or we can use Legos, all right? So let's do that. So these are two of the three simple sugars. We got glucose and we got fructose, okay? So if you combine these two simple sugars together, you get sucrose, which is table sugar. Very, very simple. And if you add another sugar to that, you get yourself a carbohydrate. I mean, all carbohydrates are sugars bound together. And if you add another one or some more and it starts to look a little complex, like this, you got yourself a complex carbohydrate, all right? So what does digestion mean? What does it mean to digest food? Well, if you digest a carbohydrate, that means your body breaks it down into individual sugars, and these individual sugars are absorbed into your bloodstream to be used as energy. So like glucose is a great energy source for your body. Fructose, another simple sugar, your body just converts that into glucose to be used for energy. Now let's say you eat way too much of it, right? You eat way too much and eat too often. There's more sugar than your body can use for energy, so it converts it to fat and stores it on your waist and on your arms and legs and thighs and butt, and that's not a good thing, okay? So some people like to say, well, sugar is toxic. Well, how can sugar be toxic when it's an amazing energy source for your body, right? In fact, if you eat only fats and proteins, your body can take that and convert it into sugar to be used as an energy source, all right? So sugar is not toxic unless you eat too much of it and eat it too often. But that can be said of water, right? Water is obviously great for you. If you drink too much water, it can kill you. That doesn't mean water is toxic, right? Same thing goes for sugar. So the whole sugar is toxic, that's a load of nonsense, all right? So let's just dispel that myth right off the get-go. Now, a lot of times I hear people say, well, I use natural sugar. So I use coconut sugar or apple sugar or whatever sugar, and it's natural. Here's the deal. Sugar is sugar is sugar. So let's say this is sucrose. It doesn't matter what it is. Let's say we pull the sugar from an apple. It's still just sugar. Let's say I pull some sugar from a coconut. You're still left with just sugar. Let's say I pull sugar from a sugar cane. Sugar. Say I pull sugar from a beet. Sugar. Sugar is sugar is sugar. So be really careful when people try and sell you a natural sugar or coconut sugar. It's still just sugar, which brings me to honey, which is obviously very natural, right? But what is honey? It's like 99.5% sugar, 4% water, or 0.4% water, and like 0.1% some vitamins and minerals and some good things, which gives it its flavor. But it's still a load of sugar, all right? So you gotta be careful, because I'll see recipes where it's like sugar-free, low sugar is no sugar, and then there'll be a half a cup of honey. Well, that's what sugar is, right? Honey is just sugar. Now think about this, travel back in time. Okay, so you're a hunter-gatherer, you're walking through the woods. If you come across a beehive, that's a huge score. You're gonna go make a fire and you're gonna smoke them so you get stung less. You're gonna get stung because you're gonna break open this hive and steal the bees' honeys. It doesn't happen very often, but it just goes to show like how powerful all of our sweet teeth are. And at the end, I'll show you how to solve your sweet tooth, because I have a sweet tooth as well, for sure. But there's an easy way to scratch that itch and keep it healthy. But my point is, so travel back in time, it's not very often you come across a beehive and can gorge on sugar. Nowadays, you go to the damn grocery store, you can buy a 5-pound bag of sugar for like $2. Or you go to the soda machine, you just got this big bottle of sugar water instantly. And we have it constantly, day after day, over and over and over and over again. And that's where it can become toxic, because we're doing it on such a constant basis, all right? Now, some people are like, well, can I still eat this apple or still eat this banana? There's sugar in it, and sugar's bad. Here's the deal. Again, it matters how much you're eating, what you're getting with it, and how quickly your body absorbs it, okay? So it's just the other day. I'm gonna make a video on this later. I grabbed a juice container from my kid's school, right? Because the juice was 1 8-ounce cup had 40 grams, about 9 spoonfuls of sugar, okay? And a little bit of vitamin C added, so you can add vitamin C on the label really big, right? So 40 grams of sugar, that would be about, depending on the size of the apple, 4 or 5, maybe 6 apples, depending on how big it is. Now, could a kid easily drink an 8-ounce glass of sugar water in one, like very quickly? Absolutely. Probably take 2 or 3 of those, okay? Could a kid in one sitting eat 4 or 5 apples? That would be very difficult. And if he did, which would be very difficult, he'd be stuffed, but it would take a while, okay? So when you get juice, which is just sugar water, it's just sugar pulled from apples and water. It's very different than trying to eat a whole bunch of apples, okay? So I've never met a human being that is overweight, ever. I've worked with a lot of people. I've yet to meet a person that's struggling with fat because they eat too many apples, or they love bananas, or they love raspberries. And that's one of my problems with this whole ketogenic diet. It's like I have an amazing raspberry patch in my yard. Should I not eat those amazing raspberries because it may take me out of ketosis and there's sugar in raspberries? It's absurd. There's so many other things in the fruit. And one of those very important things is fiber. So what is fiber? So remember, a carbohydrate is just sugars bound together. So let me bind some sugars together and create fiber. Fiber is just a carbohydrate that your body can't digest. So your body can't break it down. The sugars stay bound together. But one, your probiotics, the good bacteria in your gut, which make vitamins and minerals and are great for your immune system and do a lot of things, communicate with your brain. It's pretty astonishing, really. They can digest this. This is great food for them, okay? Plus, like if you eat a whole apple, you get all this fiber, plus a bunch of vitamins and minerals, plus water, and all of that, plus less sugar. It slows, all this other stuff slows down the absorption of sugar, okay? So you still get sugar to use for energy, but you don't get that quick sugar spike and a whole bunch of sugar. That's so bad for you. One of the bad things is if you pull the sugar from an apple and have, just a whole bunch of sugar water juice, you get a sugar spike, right? Your body releases insulin to pull the sugar from your bloodstream, store it as fat, burn some for energy, and then it crashes, and what are you craving for? More sugar. And it's that vicious cycle. It's like eat a bunch of sugar, crash, starving, what are you craving for? More sugar. And then you start eating too much. So it's not that sugar is toxic or bad. It's that you're eating sugar without the good stuff with it, and you're eating too damn much of it, okay? So really simple. Don't eat anything with sugar added on top of the whole food. Like eating a bowl of strawberries is great. If you dump a bunch of sugar on top of the strawberries, that's not good. Eating an apple is great. Eating a banana is great. Eating watermelon, berries is great. Just don't add sugar to it. Now, back to carbohydrates. When you think carbs, you don't think fruits and vegetables, but those are carbs. Those are the carbs that I eat. A carbohydrate that you think of is breads, pastas, muffins, bagels, waffles, pancakes, French toast, cookies, crackers, cereals, okay, things like that. Now those I never eat. Why? So especially the refined grains, all it is sugars bound together, but they're very, very close, to simple sugars, right? So it's very easy for your body to break them apart or digest them. So if you eat a piece of bread or a cookie or crackers or waffles, like almost instantly your body breaks it apart and it's just a whole bunch of sugar that hits your bloodstream. So you may see a package where it's like, 40 grams of carbs, 1 gram of added sugar. It's like very little added sugar, but all those simple carbs are all they are is sugars bound together and quickly broken apart, and you're hit with a whole bunch of blood sugar, insulin spike, crash, very, very bad. So you have to, as much as humanly possible, avoid the processed refined grains as much as you can. I don't eat any grains personally. I get all my carbohydrates from fruits and vegetables, right? There's sugar in there, but there's also loads of water-soluble fiber, tons of good vitamins and minerals. They fill you up, they keep you full longer, the sugar hits your blood slower. It's just really, really good for us. I mean, think about it, man. Travel back in time. What were humans eating? Nothing but whole foods. That's it. We just have to avoid the added sugars, whether it's natural added sugar, honey, wherever the hell it comes from. Try to avoid that as much as possible and go with whole fruits and vegetables, right? It's that easy. And then very, very important, we really have to eliminate or at least limit as much as possible sugary drinks, right? There is zero health benefit. They're so bad for you. And if you want to drink, if you're an adult watching this and you want to have it, fine, right? It's your life, your health, whatever, it's your teeth, rot them out. But just don't give it to kids. So think about this. Let's just say a kid has an 8-ounce glass of juice with 40 grams of sugar in it. And that kid is 1/6 my size. That's like me having 6 of those, right? Which if I was eating whole fruit would be like me having 30 apples in one sitting. 30 apples worth of sugar in one sitting. It's crazy when you really understand how bad that can be, but it can be so easy. So easy. For carbohydrates, give your kids fruits and vegetables and nuts. And what should they be drinking? Water. Done. That easy. Okay? So that's how I approach sugar. Super, super simple. One thing I like to think about too is think about there's these pockets of communities in the world called blue zones where living into your hundreds is normal. It's common. Wouldn't that be cool to be 95 years old and still golfing and having sex and loving life and life's good and you feel great and you have a bunch of energy? These people don't even know what the hell a carbohydrate is. They don't count macros. They have no idea what any of this stuff is, but they eat whole foods. They exercise on a regular basis. They get good sleep. They chill out, relax. They make it simple, all right? So if you like how I explain sugars with Legos, any idiot can make stuff really confusing, right? It's hard to take the confusing and make it simple. And some people are like, oh, I can't believe you use Legos. It's hard. It can't be that easy. Well, it really is. It really is that simple. And if you like that, I do the same with fats and proteins and amino acids and things like that. Good fats versus bad fats. And check out my book. I'll put the link somewhere. Just cover shipping and handling. You can read it. Or, gosh, if someone out there just you know what, I'm going to stop giving my kid juice. I'm going to give him water. I'm going to stop giving him soda. I'm going to give him water. Or when I have a sweet craving, instead of going and getting Oreos or peanut butter cups or whatever the hell people eat, candy, I'm just going to get whole fruit. I'm going to get an orange. I'm going to get a banana. I'm going to get an apple. My family, we buy so many damn apples and bananas that when I go through the checkout aisle, I've been asked if I'm having a party. No, that's just for our family of 4. We go through that many apples. But I just don't think it's possible to gain weight from eating whole fruits. All right? So hopefully that helps someone out there. Hopefully you stop thinking sugar's toxic. Hopefully you stop thinking just because it's natural means you can go buck wild and dump it all over everything. Hopefully you start using, easy on the honey, things like that. And this is especially important if you're trying to lose weight. Okay? If you're at a great weight, I'm very happy where I'm at, right? I'm very happy with my physique, so I can get away with eating a little bit, having a little honey on something. I don't very often, but you can get away with it. If you're trying to lose weight, go, cut this stuff out, eat more vegetables, whole fruits, and you'll be amazed how quickly things shrink down, and you'll be amazed how quickly your palate changes, so that you get to the point where you absolutely love apples and bananas and berries, and the hyper sweet things like a Mountain Dew or a Pepsi or a piece of pie, it actually becomes kind of gross to you. All right, so stick with it. I hope you get there. And if you found this useful, let me know. Give me a like. Share it with friends and family. I know sometimes it's hard to bring this up to your family members, so just share my video and I'll do it for you. And if you liked it, give me a like. If you didn't like it, well, don't click anything and just go away and don't come back. Because I don't know, hopefully this helps somebody and helps somebody's kids out there.